Hey you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to dive right in. Today is an update video about what has been going on with me and my life. So exciting news to report. I am pregnant with baby number 2. We are going from a family of 3 to a family of 4 early in July. So today I'm going to talk about my first trimester, any morning sickness I had, cravings, if we did IVF, the gender, all of those goodies, so stick around. Okay, so I figured out that I was pregnant pretty much right away. My first clue was that I was super tired for 3 days in a row. Like, I'm talking about 5 o'clock, I needed to lay down and close my eyes, and being a personal trainer and super healthy and everything, that was super weird for me. So after the 3rd day of this, I decided that something might be a little off, and I found a pregnancy test. And I say found because I hadn't necessarily bought one. I think it was left over from when we were trying to conceive with Lincoln. Anyways, Nick, my husband, and Lincoln were both upstairs napping together, and I took the test, came back a couple minutes later and it said pregnant, and I literally started like bawling my eyes out. And not because I wasn't excited, it's just that I was so excited because we had such a hard time getting pregnant with Lincoln. If you've been following me for a little bit, you know we had infertility issues and we had to do IVF to conceive Lincoln, and this time it was all natural, just completely random surprise. So we are feeling very blessed and we know how lucky we are for this opportunity. So anyways, after I see the test that it was positive, I ran upstairs, turned the lights on, woke up Nick and Lincoln. Nick was like, "What's going on?" And I showed him the test that it said pregnant. He's like, "You're pregnant?" And I just started crying again, and that's pretty much how I found out that I was pregnant. So I am currently 17 and a half weeks pregnant, and we are finding out the gender this weekend. I cannot believe it's finally here. We go to a little ultrasound boutique, and it's like a 15 to 30 minute process, and it's just all about you and the baby and finding out the gender. So it's a really special experience rather than waiting for the 20-week anatomy scan, which can be a little scary because they're scanning every part of the brain and heart and making sure everything's fine. So we like to go beforehand and just have like a little special experience as a family. Speaking of gender, I have no idea what it is. I had 4 dreams in the beginning of my pregnancy that it was a girl, and then recently I've been having dreams that it's a boy. Nick thought for sure a girl at first, and now he has declared it's a boy, and so has his whole side of the family. And my side of the family pretty much thinks it's a girl. So I mean, seems pretty 50-50 to me. We're gonna find out this week, and I'll definitely update you guys. In terms of how I've been feeling, my first trimester was definitely better than it was with Lincoln, but also super different. When I was pregnant with Lincoln, I was sick every single day for 20 weeks. It was so bad I was put on diclegis, which thankfully helped me. This time I decided not to go on diclegis because I have a toddler, and diclegis makes you very tired. And when you have a toddler, there's no time to be tired. So sometimes I would just lay on the couch and be like, "Please be good for mommy, please just sit down." But in terms of sickness, like I said last time, it was like an everyday situation, and this time it would be like every 2 to 3 days where I'd feel really nauseous, and then every 2 to 3 days I'd be so wiped out and tired. The other thing that happened to me during my first trimester was I had a bout of gastritis, and it lasted literally for 8 weeks, and it was the most severe, immense pain in my stomach ever. My doctor told me that it was most likely post-IBS infection, which I've never heard of before, but basically it's like if you have the stomach flu or you eat something bad, these symptoms can stay with you for up to a year. So with that perspective, I'm glad it only lasted 8 weeks, but it was pretty much a miserable 8 weeks. There would be days where I would get a really bad attack and I couldn't do anything. I would have to lay in bed and just drink water and like eat broth and drink Gatorade, and my mom would come over, or Nick's mom, or Nick would have to take off work or whatever. So that happened to me a couple times. So I'm so glad and happy to report that now that I'm in my 2nd trimester, I'm completely past that. So I really don't know if it was, gastritis or some issue, or if it was just some weird symptoms I had for being pregnant. In terms of cravings, so this is kind of interesting. When I was pregnant with Lincoln, I did not crave any like sugar or like bad like sweets or anything. I craved a lot of fruit. Specifically, I craved watermelon and strawberries. I had a huge aversion to protein with Lincoln, and I was a huge carb monster. And this time, I still was more of a carb monster during my first trimester, especially when you're nauseous, you're just trying to do anything to make yourself feel better. but I was able to eat more protein this time, which was good. But what's different is I have a huge sweet tooth this time. I'm trying to obviously limit it and just stay healthy. But I definitely have been eating ice cream at least once a week. And before, it was like maybe like twice my entire pregnancy I ate ice cream. So that's interesting to me. And then I'm also still craving fruit, but this time it's different fruits. It's apples, peaches, and pears and plums. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a gender thing, if it's just like a weird hormonal thing going on, but so both of them have been similar but different. In terms of how I'm carrying, now this is the most eye-opening part to me. Last time I literally had abs until about 17 to 20 weeks, and this time I started showing at 8 weeks. And now that I'm 17 and a half weeks, I look like how I did when I was probably 23 weeks with Lincoln. So this pregnancy has definitely been on more of a fast path in terms of my developing baby bump. I can't complain because I do think pregnant women look so cute with their bumps and stuff, but I just hope I don't necessarily get super large where like I can't breathe or walk properly by the end. I did read that it's common in your second pregnancy to develop your bump faster because your uterus has been stretched out and everything. And that usually it'll taper off. So I don't know, we'll see. Other than that, guys, I'm just really excited to meet this baby in early July. I'm really excited to figure out what we're having in terms of gender. We have really cute names picked out for either side. I don't know, we'll see. I don't have a preference either way. I know what it's like to have a boy. It's been the best, 16, 17 months of my life. So I would love to have another boy. I think a girl would be fun to add some diversity into the mix. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm really excited to find out. And I know that even though it's really hard to imagine loving anyone as much as I love Lincoln, that somehow this little baby, this miracle is going to fit right into our family, and we're going to just be so excited and embrace it. And we'll see how Lincoln does too. That's like such the question mark right now. He doesn't necessarily love to play with other kids. He's a little bit more shy around people he doesn't know, and then he's like very hyper wild, total boy at home. So I don't know, my cousin's wife came over with her newborn a few months ago, and Lincoln just kind of ignored the baby. So maybe that's what will happen, which I'll be totally fine with as long as he's like doesn't chuck balls at the baby's head. So I'll keep you updated there, and I'll keep you updated throughout my pregnancy. What do you think I'm having? Is it a boy or girl? I'd love to hear what you think. Comment below. And then if you have any other pregnancy videos that you want to see, like my must-haves in terms of gear or what I'm packing in my hospital bag or how I've been feeling. If you want me to update you guys every trimester, let me know. I could definitely do that for you. And in the meantime, catch up with me on Instagram and my blog, Dumbbell Blonde, and I'll be posting my adventures along the way. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. See you later.